Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Señoras y señores, live! It's time!
It is time, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing tonight? I hope you're enjoying your evening. We are live in the Action Lab, your premier sports and entertainment talk show on the internet, and we are chilling with you on a Sunday night. We are, trying to catch up on some of the things that we missed out on over the last week. It hasn't really been too much going on. We've had a few things here and there, but we're going to get caught up on some NBA. We're going to get caught up on some things going on in the NFL. We had some NFLPA grades that were kind of out there in the world.
I'm back, baby.
All right.
Thank you, Riley. Let's go for the 50.
50 months.
A 50 burger for Riley. Let's go. And then we have that hype train. There it is. We got to get rolling on these all of a sudden. So what were we at? We were at, by the way, welcome in, Scotty. Good to have you here tonight.
Yeah, sorry I'm a little late.
It's all good. We were literally about 3 weeks ago around. Whoa, Riley.
I've been subscribed to the channel longer than Chris has been, and I'm not sure how to feel about that.
Hey, thank you for the 820 bits. Riley, that is too generous. Thank you so much for all of those bits. Appreciate that. Riley, that's why you're an OG of the channel. You know what I'm saying?
More dedicated to this than Chris.
More dedicated.
Yeah,
Even
can't believe
how
you.
does that happen? How does that work?
To be clear, I am at a 0. Or no, I've subscribed before.
You've gotten some gifts. Love you, Riley. As always. Welcome into the chat. Everybody chilling. We have Orioles. We have Riley. We have all of you guys hanging in there, trickling in as we get into tonight's show. We have some. We're gonna do a little bit of hodgepodge tonight. We haven't talked a lot of NBA, so we're gonna talk a little bit of NBA tiers. We're gonna build those together, and we're gonna put the tier lists up on. And I just last minute threw some tiers. We could change some names of these tiers, and we could adjust them as needed. But we're gonna build them out and see, where things are at this point in the season. We're about almost a month and a half away from playoffs. Scotty, I think we're getting there.
Playoffs.
Right? I'd like it to be further away.
We normally
the Nuggets need, I don't know how long they need, but they need time.
We need Aaron Gordon and Peyton Watson back, and we need some of our players to stop.
Does that fix everything? I don't know.
That fixes. I think it fixes a
Wait,
pretty good chunk of what our
that
issues
series
are. One thing, and we'll talk about this when we get into the tiers. I've been very patient with Cam Johnson. I've been very patient. I've been trying to be, and he has been a net positive on the defensive side of the basketball. Offensively, man, he is a nightmare. He is.
He's been in a season-long funk. I don't know how he just doesn't know how to fit into this team for whatever reason. I just don't think the confidence is there. I think he's proven he can hit shots, but on this team this year, I think his confidence is gone.
I've been vouching for him. I've been like, it just takes a little time. It'll get there. I mean, but even Jokic is in a funk though. I mean, even Jokic is kind of in a spot where he hasn't played his best basketball.
Very much funk.
So anyway, we're gonna get into that. Does that mean we're gonna take him off our tiers as a contender? You'll find out. But we're gonna go through all of our tiers here tonight. Then we're gonna close out the show with we're gonna be doing a little bit of a bring your own topics, but we have a couple topics we're gonna start out with. I think the NFL Players Association grades that were released recently. Well, they're not released necessarily. They're released on ESPN, but nowhere else. So there's that.
I heard the Steelers did great.
The Steelers were a little bit of a challenge. Rec, do you know about some of those challenges?
Wonder why I'm so
Rec, is Rec still here?
Can you not
Did Rec
hear
just
me?
bounce out?
I can hear Rec. You don't hear Rec?
No.
Can we switch it?
I don't
No.
hear Rec at all, actually.
I hear Rec far too much.
I don't hear Rec
Where am I
whatsoever.
here?
So if Rec's there,
Chris, he's there because I can hear him. I'm not. This isn't in my head. Oh, I hope not. Do people in the chat hear him? I don't know. Let us know if you hear Rec.
I don't hear Rec, and I always hear Rec regardless. So I don't know. What?
See, people in the chat hear him too, Chris.
What?
Sounds like a you issue.
Rec, leave and come back.
No.
Okay.
But I would also add, Chris, why is this bad for you?
I don't know. I mean, this is a good thing for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard him when the show started, when we were in pre-production. We're using big words in tonight's show. There's Rec. Hold on. All right. Let's see. There is that voice that I don't love and know very well. All right.
It's amazing. I don't hear Rec now. I'm actually being serious.
Yeah, I am here. Can confirm.
All right. Now I hear him.
There we go. All
I
right.
have to go back to I have to put that tab as active and click on it, and then I can hear him again. Unfortunately.
Awesome.
All right. So there you go. But yeah, so we're going to finish out the show with a little bit of the NFLPA grades, and then we're also going to talk a little bit. There's some combine stuff going on. I haven't really kept too many tabs on the combine. So Scotty, if you have, you're going to have to fill us in on what we missed.
Not all of us picked 30 this year. I got the 9th pick, and I'm hyped. I'm hyped.
We have some combine stuff that we'll be looking at and seeing if there. I honestly don't. I didn't watch a single second of the combine, and so you're gonna have to fill me in on what I missed. And then you bring your own topics, guys. At the end of the show, we're gonna talk a little bit about anything. If you have something you want to chat about, make sure you guys bring it to that final segment of the show. We did this a couple weeks ago, or a week and a half ago, and we were talking a little bit of everything. We were getting into all sorts of different topics. So it was a lot of fun. We enjoyed it, and we're going to continue to do that here every so often on Sunday nights. So that being said, we have a handful of things happening around the world of sports. I think we closed up on the Olympics. We still have a little ways before we get into the World Cup, but that's coming here in the summertime. And then we're
just a few months.
Yeah.
What is it? June,
something like that.
maybe.
But I have to talk about this right off the top, though. I know a lot of you guys haven't really been following NASCAR. Scott, you been following NASCAR?
Should I just take a break right now? No. Why would I follow NASCAR?
Well, something is happening in NASCAR that hasn't really happened too often. At least for
an e-bike instead.
At least for Michael Jordan. We talked a little bit about Michael Jordan. His car won their first race, a couple races back. Well, since then, there have been 2 more races, and Michael Jordan's team has won 2 more races. They are 3-3 for winning races this season. Or 3 for 3, I should say. Now, Tyler Reddick is the latest driver that has been the hottest thing to start the season. And Scotty, Michael Jordan is crushing the NASCAR season. Is this are we going to start watching some NASCAR to see if this thing is going to be going every single week like this?
I obviously love MJ. He's the GOAT. He's my favorite player of all time. Don't care. But I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him that he's winning some races in NASCAR. Do I care? He could win 35 races in a row and I still wouldn't watch. I might pay attention a little more to after the fact, oh, did he win, and look it up, but I'm not watching NASCAR.
Tyler Reddick became the first Cup Series driver to win the first 3 races of the season. And again, Michael Jordan is just on cloud 9, man. He got into this whole racing endeavor a while back, and he's just he hasn't done anything with it until this year, where all of a sudden his team is absolutely crushing. I'm not gonna lie. I might. Do I watch NASCAR? No. I'm not gonna lie to you guys and say I do.
So he's more successful owning a car in NASCAR than Jokic is with his horses in Serbia?
Possibly.
I mean, based off of the level of, Jokic's horses won one big race.
To be the GOAT, you just gotta win races after or during your career, after your career, whenever it may be.
The next race is in Phoenix coming up here. So that will potentially extend the streak if they can go 4-0 in the first 4 races. But he leaves. I don't know. I part of me is I might have to watch this next one. I don't watch NASCAR ever since my boy Kevin Harvick retired, and even then I wasn't watching a ton of NASCAR. I was
you're gonna watch the whole race, or just wait till there's 5 laps to go, and then all right, where's he at?
It depends if I have either a 6-pack next to me or a gummy in my system to get through that. But I will need some performance enhancing drugs on my couch to get through it. One way or another, I'll need some performance enhancers.
Are you going to inject them in the same place that the Olympians did by chance?
I mean,
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
If I have to, I'll do it. So, anyways, just a little NASCAR news there. Just to wet your whistle on a Sunday night here in the Action Lab, because I know exactly that's what you guys wanted to talk about is NASCAR. So yeah,
that's what I want. Maybe the rest of the show. Let's talk about it. So, they do left turns. Is that correct?
Yes.
Left.
There's one track where they do right turns.
Ooh, that would be. They should mix it up. Every other race, why not go right instead of left? Let's see who's really that great at driving.
They should have a loop-de-loop track where instead of going left or right, you're going up and down.
Or some sort of Mario 64 track, maybe Rainbow Road. Little
Mario
Rainbow Road.
Get a little Rainbow Road.
I now have issue. I saw a post on Mario Kart the other day that now I'm actually mad at Mario Kart.
What's got you upset?
I don't even know if I want to say why it's upsetting, but it's no, it's probably not safe. It's not a safe place.
It's not a safe. Oh,
is it
I don't know if everyone would agree, and I don't want to upset people, so it's fine.
Is Mario Kart making some statements?
Without making statements, I do think they're making statements, but I never thought about it until someone else put this out there, and now I'm like, oh my gosh, that's true.
I'm very intrigued, and maybe I just maybe this is a whole wormhole I don't want to go down of your brain on this.
I'll tell you off stream, but
Yeah, I want to hear this too.
Okay.
I don't think it's beneficial on stream. It'll just upset some people, probably. Other people will be like, "You're totally right," but it might upset some people, and I don't want to upset anybody.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm here for the love.
So, all right. Well, yeah. I can't wait. Can't wait to see what that's all about. But anyways, so we got that. What else we got? Did you see a weird story with a pretty sad story, the CU quarterback that passed away? Which that was unfortunate. Quarterback Dominic Ponder, car crash, 23, super sad.
Single car crash.
Super sad.
Sounds like, without knowing, I mean, it's sad no matter what, but single car crash usually implies either he was being real dumb. Well, he was being real dumb, but alcohol probably involved, I would imagine. But either way, super sad. Yeah, 23 years old, quarterback at CU. I don't know if he was gonna start, but that's irrelevant. It's super sad.
Super sad. So,
Anyway, Pants Party in the chat. Chris, tell me how to fix the Nuggets right now.
Chris thinks the fix is just getting healthy, and I think that will help. But
yeah,
I'm trying to figure out why they're playing worse. They played better when Jokic was out than they're playing right now.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a little bit of a few things happening with it. I think that the consistency of the lineups. I don't know how David Adelman's kind of had some weird. I mean, there's been stretches where we've had some strange lineups and some strange. I mean, I said this with Michael Malone as well, but it's kind of weird that we're not seeing certain players play more minutes in games that some of our depth could be utilized a little bit better. And I mean, that's not the main issue of what's going on with the Nuggets, but I think that there's a consistency of having everyone healthy. We went into the season. When we started the season, the Nuggets came out to their fastest start that they've had, I think, in a certain span of games. I think it was like out of the first 19 or 20 games, it was their hottest start in history. But that was when they had Aaron Gordon. That was when they had, Christian Brown and their their entire starting lineup was all healthy, right? Everyone was there. They were able to play some good defense because I mean, Aaron Gordon fits a lot of that. He plays on the defensive side. He's the size that he brings. Peyton Watson has been out for a while. He brings size. He's been one of the bigger surprises coming off the bench and in the starting lineup during some of these injuries. So I think that is going to fix a lot of it. I think you get into some of the old plays that you guys have, or that the Nuggets have been able to run consistently and have some success with, and all on both sides of the basketball. I think that those are going to be fixed at some point once everyone returns, which I think, from what I can tell, we're a week and a half out from both Peyton Watson and Aaron Gordon being back in the lineup. So there will be some growing pains in that.
I have a much simpler fix, Chris.
What's your fix?
Don't miss the shots you normally fucking make. And they've been missing shots for like 2 weeks straight now.
Yeah,
that they normally make, especially Jokic. Jokic is not shooting the ball well right now, and that's huge. No one's really shooting the ball right now. And it's shots. They're not bad shots. They're just not making them right now.
I would say Jamal's been one of the more consistent ones in this stretch.
Oh, Jamal's nothing if not consistent, right, Chris? They're just missing shots. Now, I would assume eventually that's got to turn around, but like, it's been several weeks now where they're just not playing good offensively. Not because they're not necessarily getting good looks, but because they're just not making those looks. But is it panic mode? No, they played good teams. They should have won an OKC Friday night. Lost in overtime on the road against OKC in a game they had and should have won. So like, it's not panic mode by any stretch, but like, they're not playing good basketball right now.
I would say
that's just a fact.
this is the worst I've seen Jokic play consistently. He's missing the floaters. He's missing free throws. He's missing, I mean, you name it. Threes. He airballed a three. He airballed today here in Denver playing against Minnesota. Like, I know Jokic is battling with like a wrist thing. He's been battling with that for like a year, though. I mean,
like 3 years.
like he's been battling that thing forever.
Probably something that he should have like surgery on in the off season. But Jokic loves his off season too much to get surgery. He's like, I'm not gonna be hunkered down with an injury off surgery in the off season. I got horses to run. You know, well, he's not riding the horses. They would never win if he's riding them. But you know,
yeah. I do think. I mean, Aaron Gordon came out on fire. I mean, if there was one guy that could get you a bucket early on in the season, I mean, he started that first game out, he hit like 9 of 10 threes. Like, that opens things up for other players. That opens up the court a lot. I think that Peyton Watson, defensively and offensively, Peyton Watson was shooting close to 40% from three when he was early on this season, when he was filling in for some of those injured other players. Like,
I think in the playoffs, Peyton Watson's going to get more minutes and should get more minutes than Cam Johnson, which sucks. I want Cam Johnson, but happy for Peyton Watson. He's playing good. Our best 5 is with Peyton Watson on the floor, along with, the usuals, Murray, Brown, Aaron Gordon, and Jokic. But
1,000%. I will take Peyton Watson all day right now. When he's back, again, I think that'll be a big boost to this team. So yeah, they're still a contender and they'll still be in the mix, but
don't give it away, Chris. You said you were going to give it away.
I didn't say where I was going to slot him, though. I didn't say where I was going to slot him. Cam Johnson experiment is failing. I was talking about this. Yeah, I'm starting to get to a point where I'm losing patience for Cam. Offensively.
He's in his own head and he can't get out.
Eventually
I'm like, he'll get out of it, but the whole year he hasn't been able to get out of his head of he lacks confidence offensively, which there's been other years where like he's been great offensively for other teams and he's getting good looks. I mean, he had a wide open 3 that could have won the game against OKC and didn't hit it. I mean, wide open. He's in his head right now and he can't get out.
Yeah, offensively, he's been absolutely a dumpster fire. He's been so bad. Defensively, he's been making up for it, but like, you're still offensively a liability when you just can't hit a single shot. It's the yips. He's got the yips. I don't know what it is. He just can't shoot the basketball. He can't get, and they're wide open too. Like, a lot of these are wide open. There's no one around him for like feet around the court.
All it takes is a few games of just getting in sync and like figuring it out, and then it can dramatically change. But I keep thinking that's going to happen, and it just hasn't happened yet. So it may not happen.
And it's kind of, I mean, if you think about it, it's kind of the opposite of what we were getting from MPJ a lot of times, right? MPJ was great offensively, but then a liability on the defensive side of the ball, where he was like, I mean, he was a good rebounder in a lot of circumstances, but defensively he wasn't as good. We kind of flipped those things. And it's not, I'm not going to say that it's a failure yet. I'm not going to say that move is a failure quite yet. We still have a long way to go. But
well, I think they're going to try and move Cam Johnson in the offseason so that they can re-sign Peyton Watson.
That would be
they have to get rid of Cam's contract in order to be able to re-sign Peyton.
Correct. And I think Peyton, younger player, showing a lot more upside. I mean, he was drafted here. He knows the system. He knows playing with Jokic. There's a lot to like about that. So yeah. Good question though. Good question. But let's get into it though. Let's get into the rankings, and then we're going to get into some bring your own topics. So that way we can, open it up to whether you want to talk about some sports, you want to talk about just anything you want.
We're at war right now, Chris. We could talk about that.
We're at war. Yeah, we got some things happening. We got get some bombs being dropped. We got the St. Louis Cardinals doing all you can eat buffets at their stadium.
Didn't I see it was starting at like $29?
That's a steal.
Yeah.
That's a steal. I would do that.
Yeah, which
in a
I'm like, how do
heartbeat.
they make money off of this? I'll eat that much in food by myself, and then I still get the ticket.
If it's $29 for what was it? Rex, do you have that in front of you? Like, do you have all of it?
Oh, it's all you can eat.
Yeah. It's all you can eat. It's specifically in a Big Mac land, fitting name, but which is up in left field, second deck by the foul pole.
Obviously not good seats, but
not horrible seats either.
No, I haven't been. I have been to their stadium, but not out there. But most stadiums, no seat's a bad seat. You're enjoying a baseball game.
Yeah,
and then when you have, that'd be a perfect spot to do a 9-inning challenge.
I mean the 9-inning challenge.
Maybe catch a day game like a day game during the week.
I could absolutely take down 9 beers in 9 innings. The 9 hot dogs will be a struggle.
That's where it's tricky. So the $29 includes bottomless soda, hot dogs, chicken tenders, bratwurst, nachos, fries, popcorn, peanuts, chips, and ice cream.
That's all you need at a baseball game, right there.
The bottomless soda, the refills there, chicken tenders. Chicken tenders and fries, and just chill and just get unlimited. There is how much could you eat though, right? Like, you would have to get your money's worth. Like by going
at $29, it won't be that hard to get your money's worth, especially with how expensive stadium food is.
Because
it says it starts at $29, so that's probably like 3 games of the year. It's $29. Other games, it's more expensive.
Yeah, I was checking. Yeah, it looks like a lot of them are like $40, which you could still get your money's worth from eating. $40.
They're getting that $40 though, and imagine the amount of food they probably throw out at the end of the game. So
yeah, that checks out.
But
I did just see a thing as well where apparently the Rockies, for $199, you get season tickets for 2026.
Wait, say that again?
Season tickets this year for the Rockies for $199. That's just over $2 a home game.
But then you got to go to the games. Then you get a lot of games.
You don't even have to go to all of them to get your money's worth.
Well, how about this? You could theoretically get the season tickets, and if you sell them for $4 a ticket, or even
to make a little money off of
you could just double your money. Or you take all the premium games. You take all the games like the Cardinals, the Mets, whatever they play.
Premium. I could tell you they're premium, but those are not them.
Well, they're like, those are like, I think what the inner league or whatever it is. When like the Yankees come or like the Red Sox.
Looks like it does. They do have 109. It does not include. It only takes out opening day, but the 80 other games for 199, which doesn't necessarily even give you a seat. It's definitely a ballpark pass rock pile, so it's not even rock pile. It's up in the
nosebleeds.
Well, and most games you'll be able to. It's GA where you can sit in an area, but some of the bigger games you may not be able to sit at all, but you can stand up in the rooftop and watch the game.
Yeah, like if you're playing Miami during the weekday, you could probably sit wherever you want.
Pretty close. Depends, it depends on the usher, but yeah.
Yeah, I think if you were to go and get that package, I bet you can make money selling all those back. I bet you could. Like that,
do it, Chris.
That shouldn't be.
You could definitely make money, but you're not making a lot.
Yeah, maybe you could. Depending on you, some games would probably get you more than others, right? But like
you're making maybe a few hundred at the most.
Still,
Which is still 300 that you didn't have beforehand.
Yeah, but you also have to list them and like
it's
all that.
it's
Like there's some work
transferring.
involved.
It's
Well, they get auto transferred, but yeah.
yeah. So, all right. Well, affordable tickets for the Rockies. You'll take that. It's $2 a game.
So
That's
for 50 subs, Chris will come out to St. Louis and do the 9-inning challenge.
Dude, I couldn't do the 9-inning challenge if I was doing it in my own home with 9 beers and 9 hot dogs. I couldn't even do it in my own house, much less St. Louis. I mean, damn.
To sell all the Dodgers games, and you are obsessed, Cupid.
Sell all the Dodgers games.
But Dodgers fans aren't trying to get rooftop tickets. They're getting better seats.
They splurge a little bit. They want to see Ohtani up close, you know? They want to see him up close. Let's see, you get that or 1 beer for the same price. Devontae Lee passed away. Devontae Lee?
He was LSU
yeah,
player. He had cancer. So super very sad.
Yeah.
Way too young for anyone to die from cancer. Well, no one should ever die from cancer. That would be ideal, but he was far too young. Died at 26 from cancer.
Yeah. Rip. Cancer sucks.
Fuck cancer.
Fuck cancer. All right. Well, let's get into the tiers, and we'll get through. We'll rank some NBA teams. We'll talk about them a little bit. In case you guys haven't really been keeping tabs on the NBA season, there's some teams that are doing better than others. So we're going to talk through those, and then we're going to get into our open conversation where you bring any topics that you would like to bring, and we will chat about them. So let's jump into the show. All right. So I just did this like really quick before the show. We can change the titles of these some of these as well if we want to. But I have these different tiers that we're going to be slotting NBA franchises into, team tiers for where they belong in the grand scheme of all of the rest of the NBA season. So we have at the top can win title. We have the dark horse category. We have the playoff teams category. We have play-in teams. We have just a bit outside of the playoffs. We have the tank chumps and the tank champs, because tanking is a big deal here, right? This season, everyone's tanking. Everyone's trying to. Who's doing it best? Who are the best tanking teams and who are the worst tanking teams? So we're going to get into that as well. So with that being said, we could just go and let's just start at the top, or let's start at the bottom. Let's start with the tanking. You want to start with the tankers? Let's do it.
I mean, or we just throw out a team and then place them wherever, and it can be all over the map. But whatever you want to do.
Let's start out with the tanking teams. I feel like we can go the tanking teams and feel pretty good about them because we know what those teams are. The worst couple teams in the NBA. At least with the worst record right now, Sacramento Kings at 14-47. So let's start with the Kings. So let's pull the Kings up, and
everyone they even traded for is on IR, or they're not playing again this year. So
and maybe I got to change this up because the Kings, they're losing better than anyone else, and they're the worst run franchise in the NBA by far. They're the worst run team, and it's not even close. So
I would agree they're the worst. I don't know if it's not close. There's some other bad ones.
I mean, there's some other bad ones, but what happened to the Sacramento Kings? They were a couple seasons ago in a spot where they were one of the better teams, and they were kind of like that fool's gold.
Better team. They were like borderline playoff team.
Well, they were what was it? 3 seasons ago, they were that fool's gold. They were like a top team that no one believed in. They were like really, really one of those teams that weren't they up there though? I mean, they were one of the.
Did that really happen?
They were winning a ton of games, and then no one really believed in them. And by maybe a ton, maybe they were like a top 4 or 5 seed or something.
A couple of years ago, they were I just looked. They went 48-34. So,
yeah. So they've just flipped it. They have all their team hurt. Russell Westbrook's on that roster, and it's just like even that. Like, there's nothing that can save them. So, obviously they're tanking better than anyone else, with absolutely nobody playing on that roster. So I feel like, they're going to be down here at the bottom. Let's just get knock out some of these others though, real quick. Pacers. I honestly think the Pacers. I want to put the Pacers under the champs though. They're tanking, but they're in a great spot, right? This is an off season. Halliburton's hurt. Halliburton is that team was in the NBA Finals, and they are going to potentially have a great situation in the offseason when they retool and get some pieces, especially in the draft. So they're tanking, but I think they're in a great spot to be, as much as, do we want to do tanking champs? Do we want to put the Pacers? How are we classifying this?
No, I think they're being tanking champs.
Yeah,
absolutely. They're doing what they should.
Yeah.
In a season. Like, it is weird. Like, a team that made the title, NBA Finals, and now, listen, Halliburton's a great player, but like, to go from that to what they are now, 15-46, is wild. But they're doing a great job of tanking, and if there's a year to tank.
Oof, can you imagine?
This is a pretty damn good year to do it.
Yeah, they still have my boy Andrew Nemhard, who he's been playing really well for them. Naismith, they got Siakam still out there. TJ McConnell coming off the bench as well. He's always tricky to deal with. But you had a couple key pieces in the offseason, especially in the draft. Man, I think the Pacers are going to be in a solid spot there. So Pacers. We'll throw in as tanking champs. Let's continue to move on. We got the Nets, the Wizards, and the Jazz. Let's go with those 3 teams. So respectively on those records for those teams, the Nets 15-win team, Wizards 16-win team, and the Jazz 18-win team. I feel like Wizards and Nets. I like the way the Wizards have been kind of. I know we kind of talked about them early on in the season, where it's like they have some interesting pieces. They have a lot of young talent that they're building around. I don't know if they belong in the champs or chumps, though. I still feel like they're in the chumps category, but they're with some upside.
I don't think they have a lot of upside. Actually, they're the team I thought most of when you said clearly the Sacramento Kings are the worst run. I'm like, Washington Wizards can give them a run. Washington Wizards have never been good. They're always bad.
So we'll throw the Wizards, and I'm okay throwing the who else? The Brooklyn Nets. The Nets are the island of misfit toys. It'll never work. They need to blow it up. I don't know what their plan is and how they're building that roster. I think they're also in the same spot of like, what direction are you going? I have no idea, because every single offseason they just make some weird moves that don't make any sense. And then you look at their roster and you're just like, what are they building towards? I don't know. So I feel like the Brooklyn Nets kind of in that chumps category too. I just don't know what they're doing.
The Jazz, I think we could put in champs.
Yeah.
The Jazz have, obviously they made some trades. Jaren Jackson Jr. They don't have a lot of draft capital. They gave up a lot for him, but I think they still have their pick this next year. Hopefully they didn't trade that. That'd be idiotic. And with Lauri Markkanen and Jaren Jackson Jr., you have a front court there. You just need some guard play, which maybe you can find in the draft with Darren Peterson. AJ Dispensance can play. He's like a small forward type point guard out of Houston. I'm drawing a blank on his name, but there's guys there. You okay, Rack?
What's happening over there, Rick?
I wasn't making any noise.
You're
like,
doing
moving
something.
Or doing something. You and your mic were best friends there for a little bit. A little too close to the mic.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah. So, by the way, Utah Jazz have a they're a 2026 first rounder, 2027 first rounder, 2028 first rounder, 2029 2 first rounders. I mean, they're in a pretty decent spot. By the way, 2027 they have 3 second rounders to go along with their first rounder. But they've been we know they've been making trades all over the place to try to keep up with, trying to get the best roster built out. I mean, they just accumulate assets and then just try to move things around. On that roster, Lauri Markkanen, Keontae George, by the way. I don't know if you've been seeing what Keontae George has been doing. Young kid, not really like well known, but I feel like he's been playing some of the best basketball of any young player in the league over the last probably couple months. He's been absolutely insane. They're going to keep a hold of him. You have Lauri Markkanen. Ace Bailey was just drafted this past offseason. Cody Williams, we know him pretty well here in Colorado. And Kyle Filipowski, just a young team that they can just build around. So they're kind of, I think, going that OKC route, just getting a ton of young studs and seeing which ones are going to pan out and which ones they can, use and, moving forward. But I like throwing them in the champs of the tanking champs section here. All right. Next up in the next echelon, we have the Pelicans at 19 wins, the Mavs at 21 wins, and the Grizzlies at 23 wins. And these are just like they're not. Maybe we need a category in between champs tanking and like a bit outside of the playoffs, because that's just barely missing the playoffs. These teams are just the most. Can we just say just not?
I think that's what that tank chumps category is.
Are we just? Yeah. But I want to. There's like a no man's land that maybe needs to be a thing. Maybe we need to add like a no one gives a shit category. Like
we should put the Grizzlies in NBA champs. Definitely put them at the very top.
Actually, I'll change the title here. I feel like we need to add a category of. Here, we're gonna do add a row below, and we're gonna be. I just don't care. I just maybe.
That's how I feel about the Pelicans.
I think the Pelicans fall into that category. Like, I don't even know if they're actually playing real basketball at the moment. Pelicans go there. I would say the Mavericks have zero desire of watching. I mean, they could go into like a tanking.
The Mavs have a few. Obviously, Kyrie's not playing this year. Obviously, they have an issue with Anthony Davis, and he's not playing. But like, you have Kyrie, Anthony Davis, and Cooper Flag, and maybe a early pick in the draft. Like, that team can come back next year and be very competitive.
We'll throw them in champs then. We'll tank champs. We'll throw them in the tank champs because they do have some upside as far as what they have going forward. Maybe some optimism. So maybe we can leave them there. That's fine. I'm good with that. And what was the other one? Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis Grizzlies. I just don't care.
They're NBA champions, obviously.
I don't think so.
We care about as much as Ja Morant does.
It's like with Giannis. I don't know how he hasn't been traded yet.
I don't think they got a great offer. Like, they probably got a garbage offer, which.
I mean, a second round pick is still better than letting him walk in free agency for nothing.
Just the Grizzlies are a challenge. They just made some trades recently. They trade whatchamacallit? Triple J, right? Triple J got sent out of town. And they just have their roster is just so. I mean, I'm looking at their roster.
I'll be right back. Sorry.
yeah. Between Ty Jerome, Cedric Coward, one of the young kids on that team, Gigi Jackson, like Scottie Pippen, like there's no star power outside of Ja, and Ja's not even wanting to be there. Like I just
put some respect on Scotty's name, Scottie Pippen.
Grizzlies are in a spot where I just don't believe that they're going to be in a place where when your only star player doesn't actually want to be there. Gigi's the only guy. Gigi Jackson is good. I was at the game against the Nuggets. I like Gigi Jackson a lot. I do. But that roster is so bad.
Also, Black Rick in the chat. Just stopping by to remind everyone the Timberwolves beat the Nuggets today, so we know how they should be ordered in the tier list.
Yeah, Nuggets are better and they're going to be higher in the tier list. We all know this. Just because they win a regular season game, Black Market, it's a trap. It's a trap for you. I'm telling you. Just wait. Just wait. We'll get to that here in a second, actually. So Grizzlies, yeah, just not in a place for me to care at this point. All right, next up, let's go through like the middle of the road teams here. We could try to go through some of these as well. Let me take a look at this. We got what? Chicago Bulls coming up here next on the list here. Chicago Bulls. I mean, they're in the East, right? So when it comes down to it, they could be in that playoff mix, but who knows if they're going to actually be kind of... They're not going to do anything once they get there, right? So currently sitting outside of the playoffs, I feel like this is the first team that's just a bit outside the playoffs in this category. They can go actually interchangeably between I just don't care and just a bit outside the playoffs. I think right here is where we'll leave them for now, just because I mean the East is kind of weaker anyways, and so they'll be on the lower end of this just a bit outside category. And actually, maybe they're the top end of I just don't care. I care about the Bulls more than I do about the Pelicans or the Grizzlies, but at the same time, actually, no, I just don't care. You're right. Yeah, I talked myself into it. Sorry. I just don't care. And they'll be mediocre to bad the rest of the season. And they still have a long way to go. I do like some of their young players. I think Matas Buzelis is awesome. I think he's a kid that I love to watch play basketball. The problem is the roster's just so flawed. It's just not good. So they're right now 25-36. They're sitting in the 12th spot outside of the play-in mix. So what is that? They're 4-5 games out of the play-in behind the Charlotte Hornets. So yeah, not quite there yet. So that's where the Bulls go. Next up, let's go through and see where everything else is landing with some of these middle of the road teams. So we just got the Bulls. Let's go to Bucks and Clippers next. We'll kind of hit those two teams. Bucks. Right now, they're kind of in this just a bit outside the playoffs. Right now, I think they could stretch into a play-in team, but I just don't know if I believe in the Milwaukee Bucks as a team that really is going to get me excited to watch them play basketball, especially in the playoffs, right? So, obviously, you have issues with Giannis being out of the lineup. And with that, all you have, is Miles Turner, AJ Green, Kevin Porter Jr., Ryan Rollins, and company kind of holding down the fort. It's not good enough. And we all know Giannis doesn't want to be there. So, that being said, I mean, I'm trying to look ahead of them. I'm looking at the the Magic, I'm looking at the Hawks, I'm looking at the Hornets, and I'm looking at the Heat. And I'm thinking to myself, I like the way Charlotte's playing right now. I think Charlotte's playing some good basketball. The Hawks, they have a interesting roster, and they have a team that's, I think, can sneak into the playoffs. I think they're for sure a play-in team. The Hawks have an interesting team with CJ, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Dyson Daniels. Jalen Johnson is fun to watch. He's one of the best young talents in the NBA. So I like watching them, and I think that they'll be a frisky team. So they're going to be a little bit more exciting to watch. Orlando's in that 7th spot, and I like the Horn. I think, when it's all said and done, we'll throw the just a bit outside for the Milwaukee Bucks. I think at a certain point, Giannis is just not going to be there for them when they need him, especially going into the playoffs, digging themselves a little bit of a hole here. We'll see what happens, but that roster is not good enough without Giannis. So just a bit outside. What was the other one? Clippers. Kind of in a weird spot with the Clippers, because the Clippers started out the season and we're playing some decent basketball, and I was like, all right, people are kind of taking a look at the Clippers and being like, all right, they're a solid team, and they're doing some nice things. I feel like the Clippers made some interesting offseason moves to try to get better, and they still got Kawhi Leonard, they got Brook Lopez, they're competing. I just don't know if it's good enough to be in like one of those solidified playoff spots. So I think this is going to be our first play-in team. I think I got the Clippers as their first play-in team. I think they will make it. I think they're good enough to make it into the play-in. I just don't have high expectations for them once they do. And it all hinges also, too, on the fact that Kawhi needs to be healthy. And we haven't necessarily seen him healthy for long periods of time. So we'll see what that looks like, but we'll throw the Clippers in that play-in team tier. All right, so that's where we have the Clippers. Let's go ahead and take a look at some next teams, some more middle-of-the-road teams where we're going to put them and slot them in this tier list. All right, next up, let's go with like the Portland Trailblazers, the Charlotte Hornets, and the Hawks, like those kind of teams, those tiers. Because I think those kind of teams are similar tiers. I mean, I think the Portland Trailblazers are definitely a little bit lower. But let's do Atlanta, Charlotte, and Portland. Let's go in and do those. These teams should all be tiered similar with the Magic, maybe half step ahead. Yeah, let's go ahead and throw. Let's start with the Hornets. Hornets. I think I like the Hornets up here in the play-in team. I think I like the Hornets up here. So we're gonna go with them in this spot. Charlotte, Charlotte's a fascinating team, and I don't know why they came out of nowhere, right? LaMelo Ball leading that team, but you have arguably, you could say, one of the best rookies that we've seen come out recently, Concanupple, who has been absolutely insane as a rookie so far this season. He's been 19 points, and he's shooting almost 45% from three as a rookie this season. I mean, he is absolutely crushing it. He's already broken records for, he set the record for 3-pointers made in a season by a rookie already. And he's just absolutely crushing it. That young team just rattled off, like, I think, weren't they on a winning streak of like 9 or 10 games or something like that? I think they've won 4 in a row recently, but they rattled off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-game winning streak before that. So this team, a lot of fun to watch. They're going to be, I think, one of the interesting teams to keep an eye on for sure, and they should be at least in the play-in. I think that I don't know if I have high expectations. They're still learning a lot, but we're seeing a lot of nice things coming from the Charlotte Hornets. Well,
Yeah, I like Khan. Kneppel's tremendous asset. I mean, the idea that Duke didn't win the national title last year is insane to think about right now. And I picked Florida, and I was right, but like the NBA talent on Duke was far superior to what Florida had going. But yeah, the Hornets, I'm excited for them. Obviously, that's a franchise that hasn't had a lot of success either. You know, they change names, it doesn't work. Go back to Hornets after being the Bobcats, like whatever.
Bobcats was an embarrassment.
I mean, you have LaMelo Ball.
on, man.
Probably shouldn't. LaMelo Ball should not drive. He should just get a Tesla that drives itself.
Yeah, he got those accidents recently. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, that dude should not drive a vehicle. Just get one of those self-driving Teslas and take it away from there. But beyond that, yeah, I think they're exciting and up and coming. Are they like anywhere close? No, but they're a lot closer than they were even a year ago. So, they're. I mean, I think they're probably a play-in, right? I mean, I definitely think they should make the play-in. That's where they're at right now. They're 10th in the East. They could move up further than that, because it's pretty log jam. But to get out of the play-in, they got to make up 3.5 games in the last stretch here of 20 games. So I don't know if they'll be able to do that. But they're an exciting team, up and coming, young, fun. I like where they're headed.
Yeah. Play in. I think a good category for them here. We'll keep them there. I think the next couple teams that are in similar tiers are going to be. Well, let's look at the other play-in teams that are currently sitting in there now. We got the Atlanta Hawks. We got the Portland Trailblazers. We could talk about those teams. Let's talk about the Hawks first. I think the Hawks probably firmly are in here with the. I may move the Clippers down a little bit here. Hawks. I like the Hawks here in the play-in teams section where Jalen Johnson is electric. I like watching him play. He's one of the better young players in the league. I mean, he's been absolutely stunning for them. And then just the Hawks. They just have a nice little roster that they've constructed recently. And I just feel like, I mean, between Nickeil Alexander-Walker, CJ McCollum, Dyson Daniels, Jalen Johnson, all those guys have been like performing at a high level. They still have like their rookies coming off the bench. They got Jonathan Kuminga still there coming off as well. Like they have some decent talent. I don't know if it's enough to get past some of the other teams in the top of the East, but they'll be a frisky team. So Atlanta, I can see throwing in here to this little play-in and with a little bit of upside. Maybe they could steal a couple games against a team that maybe you won't expect in the playoffs or in a play-in.
I'm higher on Atlanta than you probably are. I mean, they haven't been very healthy this year. They made the trade for Kuminga. He's played great since he's been there, actually. You have Jalen Johnson. Trae Young obviously hasn't, he's long gone. But like CJ McCollum, Porzingis. Do they still have Porzingis?
No. No.
Did he get moved too?
Yeah. Porzingis is gone.
Maybe I'm lower on the Hawks. I think the Kuminga trade's great. Jalen Johnson's been playing incredible for them all year. I think they're sneaky talented where like they have a shot to do something good. Obviously, they moved a lot of their big name players like Trae Young and things like that. But I think that's for the betterment of this team. Long term. So I like where they're headed, actually. Atlanta is another team that, like, when were they good? I don't think they've been good since like Dominique Wilkins.
Yeah, they haven't been good for a while. I mean, you had the Trae Young team that like
they made a weird run.
They made a weird run
all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals one year. I think they did.
Yeah,
which was just bizarre because that team was not very good.
It wasn't. Yeah, it was. It wasn't. They had no. I don't think any business being there, but somehow, some way, they worked their way up on a run in the playoffs, and I was like, okay, what is this? No one believes in you, but yeah, sure, go for it. Hawks not centered around Trey is refreshing. Well, again, yeah, I agree. I think that the fact that Trey needed a change of atmosphere, they needed a change from him. It was a win-win for all sides. Now Trey's in Washington, where he wants to be.
Trey's not a guy that should be the best player in your team.
No.
He's a great offensive player. Don't get me wrong. Defensively, liability, and sometimes his offense, he can shoot you out of the game if he's off. But when he's on, he can keep you in games. So I like Trey Young's game. But yeah, I think it was time to move on.
Let's talk about Portland. Portland's, I don't really care about too much, but I do think that they will be
putting them in the I just don't care category.
I just don't care, but like they're at the top end of that. Like I probably care more about them than I do any of these other ones. They're kind of like in that Bulls category, but at the same time, they probably should be a play-in team. I mean, I'm looking at the Western Conference right now, and we're looking at teams teams that are sitting below them. The LA Clippers. The LA Clippers should be in the mix for a play-in at some point. I mean, Clippers are on a 3-game losing streak, but they should be in the play-in because the teams behind them, the Memphis Grizzlies, are not good. The Dallas Mavericks are not a good team, and then you got the Pelicans, Jazz, and Kings who aren't making any runs anytime soon. They're on the tanking side, right? So Portland is going to be there just by process of elimination. Like, no team will be challenging them at all. Like, they're currently, 18, like 4.5 games ahead of the Memphis Grizzlies right now. And the Memphis Grizzlies are, on a 2-game winning streak, but we don't believe in the Grizzlies, right?
It's, no, but listen, are they going to get in the play-in? Probably, but would I rather put them in the I just don't care category? Yes.
Yes. All right.
I don't care.
That's fair.
Who's exciting on Portland? Name me a player that you're excited about on the Portland Trailblazers.
Donovan Clingan is kind of boring too. Like all of them, like there's not really, Jeremy Grant, no, doesn't do it for me. Like
Jeremy Grant. Relevant, he can still play, but he's not relevant anymore.
If I'm looking at
their leading guy is
Drew Holiday, David Advia. Advia is fun to watch, I guess, but he's not like
Advia is their leader right now, and I'm like, he's averaging 24 a game, which is more than I would have thought. Now that I'm looking at, but still, that's your guy. Scoot Henderson never panned out at all. That dude was supposed to be the next great thing and didn't pan out at all. This team's lame.
Well, Lillard, but he's not playing. Lillard.
Well, and Lillard.
What's he going to be when he comes back?
What was he in Milwaukee in the last couple of years? He wasn't even good in Milwaukee. The dude's just riding it out in Portland as a nostalgia tour. Once he does play again, if he plays again, he wins a 3-point contest, but can't play in a game.
I watched the game and they were entertaining to watch lose, which is what you want from an 8 seed. I guess. They'll maybe throw up a little fight. They'll be frisky, but no one really. You look at the roster, you're just like Drew Holiday, Denny Advia.
It's like a combination of there's no. I don't know where the future goes. You have some vets with Drew Holiday and obviously Lillard and whoever, but then you have some young guys, but are they good enough to carry a roster? No, but you're winning too much to get a great draft pick. They're doing it the worst, actually.
they're in that middle no man's land where they're just good enough to be challenging for a play-in or a playoff spot, but they're not bad enough to get a draft pick. So they're going to be that middle of the road and never get better. And they need to have a roster that's going to be bad enough to get a draft pick that's going to turn things around. I think they tried to do that with Scoot Henderson, and it just didn't work. Scoot Henderson is not it. And so, that's kind of backfired on him a little bit. So All right. So there we go. So we have Portland, Charlotte. We just got Atlanta. Now we're getting into some of these other teams here. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at. Let's see. Let's look at the other play-in teams that are currently slotted in there. So let's go Golden State, Phoenix. We got Miami and Orlando. So we'll see. Let's start with Golden State. Golden State should be a play-in team. You got Steph. Anytime you have Steph, you should be in a good spot, right? At least when it comes to like making a play-in. I think when I'm looking at this slot of where they are at, they have Phoenix ahead of them. That is, they're 3 games behind Phoenix for the 7th spot right now. And the Lakers kind of, the Lakers are a weird team too. But when I'm looking at the Golden State Warriors, I feel like they haven't exactly. You got Steph who's aging, but he's still good enough to take you, deep in the playoffs. But he's hurt, so he's, how long is that injury going to linger? Otherwise, you're riding it out with Brandon Podziemski and
obviously Jimmy Butler injury is
Jimmy Butler.
massive to that.
You got Kristaps Porzingis, but he's always injured. So, there's that you were asking about Kristaps Porzingis. He's over there hanging out with the Golden State Warriors squad. But
there's not near enough, especially with the Butler injury, to make them a legitimate threat at all. They're just not good enough.
Yeah.
They're more a playing team for me than anything.
Yeah. We'll keep them in play-in team. We'll also Phoenix. I think Phoenix ends up.
How does Phoenix win games?
I don't know how Phoenix wins games because I'm looking at what they have been doing this season, and like the Phoenix Suns, they've been winning games. I think this is where we kind of I kind of expected them to be a little bit lower on the totem pole. Actually, when it came to, I thought they were maybe going to be on the fringe. I mean, you still had Devin Booker, but I mean, I'm looking at.
They're playing better than they were last year with Durant on the roster. So
yeah, I mean, between Devin Booker and Jalen Green, kind of leading that squad. Grayson Allen still there, but like
Dylan, my boy Dylan. No, not my boy. I hate Dylan Brooks. But, who likes him?
Yeah,
I mean, Dylan Brooks and Grayson Allen are 2 of the most hated people that aren't even that good. Like, usually you hate people that are like good. Dylan Brooks, Grayson Allen, they're probably a step behind Lou Dort, who's the dirtiest piece of shit in the league.
Lou Dort. We haven't talked about Lou Dort. We saw what took place in the OKC Denver game.
He's a piece of shit.
He's got a track record almost as long as Draymond. We see Draymond going after all these, like, all the European dudes, or he's like, we see these questionable things by Draymond. Lou Dort is, he's, at least Draymond's got some, like, he's got some knowledge of the game. Like, he's kind of like a cerebral basketball, he's a smart basketball player, and he can, like, do some things, like, with his basketball IQ. What is Lou Dort?
I think Lou Dort's smart. I think he's smart. You have to be smart to be that dirty and get away with it. You got to be intelligent.
He just and he can hit a 3 every once in a while, but like Lou Dort, come on, man. Phoenix is overperforming. I absolutely hate Grayson Allen. I also hate Dylan Brooks, but he plays goon role well, so I think there's more winning impact. Yeah, and I think the Suns are just a scrappy team. So, I mean, I think they're going to be in that play-in.
They went from the opposite last year to now scrappy. Because last year they were not scrappy. They had, it was the big 3 going into last year, right? With Durant, Booker, and John Wall.
Yeah.
Not John Wall. Not
John Wall. No.
Washington. That's why I'm saying his name. Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal. Sorry. Yeah. Bradley, yeah. I'm okay if Bradley
Beal alive?
I don't know. I think he might be out. I don't know what happened to him.
What team he's on? What team is he on right now?
I want to say.
Is he playing?
I think he is. Well, he's hurt, obviously. He's still with. Is he still with Phoenix? No, he's with LA. Yeah, he's with LA.
Yeah, the Clippers.
Yeah. Clippers. But yeah, Clippers still 27-31 on the season. I mean, they're on a 3-game losing streak. The Clippers started out the season pretty solid, and then they just kind of like fell off really quick. All right. So let's go back into it and get into the Eastern Conference. I think we had what did I say? The Heat and the Magic and Heat. So they are currently in the play-in, but do we keep them? I think we keep them there generally. I think there's not really too much to really push them into that full playoff. I mean, if you're looking at the Orlando Magic, right now they're currently sitting. I mean, it depends if we believe in Philadelphia and Toronto. I mean, if we think that Philadelphia and Toronto are going to maintain a trajectory, I think Philadelphia has the capability to. Joel Embiid's kind of having a season where he's getting back to how he used to be playing when he before all the last couple years of injuries and weird things that he's been doing with the foul grifting and all that stuff. But the 76ers have a team with, between Edgecombe, the kid they just drafted, VJ Edgecombe, Tyrese Maxey.
Do you say it Edgecombe?
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 I think it is. Yeah.
I would have just eliminated that E. I would have just said Edgecombe.
Edgecombe?
Is it not Edgecombe?
Edgecombe? Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it's just Edgecombe. But that's between him and Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid, who's been honestly kind of having a resurgence this year compared to what, he's usually off the floor. I think the 76ers could potentially still continue to go that route of winning some games. The Toronto Raptors ahead of them. They're 10.5 games back of the Detroit Pistons. They're 35-25, 10 games above 500. I don't know. It's kind of weird to see how they're winning games, but Toronto, between Brandon Ingram, Scotty Barnes, I don't believe in them either. So I guess the big question after that all being said, do we think that the Orlando Magic are good enough to catch either of those two teams?
The Orlando was supposed to be an upcoming team, like a sleeper, compete in the East to win the East this year, right?
Yeah.
They've underachieved.
They have underachieved. Correct.
And it starts with who was supposed to be their best player. Paolo's been awful this year. Really weird. He's been bad. I mean, statistically, just atrocious. And if that's your best player, that's why they have problems.
Well,
we've seen obviously flashes from Paolo where he can be much better than this, but this is the worst season he's had in his career.
Yeah, and here's the thing. The Orlando Magic were a top defense and rebounding team last season. Now their defensive rating has dropped to 113, which is good for 13th in the NBA. And then their offensive rating, which was rough, is up to 17th in the NBA. So they're just a middling team. And they haven't really shown the upside that I wanted to see. So for that reason, maybe we just keep them here in this play-in. I think that's.
I think they're a playoff team. I would put them. Paolo plays better. Franz Wagner has not been healthy this year. He's been out for a while. He looks to be coming back. That's an important piece. You still have Desmond Bane. I still think they can play well defensively. Jalen Suggs. They have pieces there. Wendell Carter Jr. is fine. They have pieces. And I think once they get in the playoffs, I don't know if they win a playoff series, but I think they'll be firmly in the playoffs.
Okay. So you think they can get into the playoffs without being a play-in team?
I do.
Okay. I can see that. Then we'll put them up here, playoff team. Miami Heat, I think, stay where they are in the play-in. Their team, between Adebayo and...
I could also put them just in I just don't care.
Oh, that was my other option there. And I was thinking about it because I was like...
Miami's so boring. I don't care.
Between Tyler Hero, they had Tyler Hero and Adebayo. You could argue Eric Spoelstra is the biggest star of that team. it's not.
Their leading scorer is Norman Powell. What a pickup. Why did the Clippers get rid of Norman Powell? That was insane. Insane.
Yeah. I don't watch Heat games. I don't want to watch Heat games. So you're right. Maybe they will.
There's no one exciting or fun on the Heat.
No
one.
They're a boring team to watch. Like, and they
put
fit,
them in. I just don't care. They'll probably play. They'll probably be in the play-in, but I just don't care.
They'll make the playoffs. So there's a caveat here. They don't necessarily need to. They might make the playoffs, but we just really aren't fans of watching these teams play basketball. Norman Powell has been having a baller season. I think he cared about making the All-Star game more than anyone else. I mean, it's because it's all he has to hold on to. What else does he have to hold on to? You know?
I mean, credit to him because he's kind of been like, oh, you're like the third guy. You're fine. And then the Clippers kind of just discarded him a little bit. And now he's playing. Good for him. Credit to Norman Powell. And like I said, the Clippers getting rid of him was a massive mistake. Massive mistake.
And like,
I don't know if Harden gets traded at the deadline if they still have Norman Powell.
And here's the thing. Miami is the biggest. Like, if I was a Miami fan, I wouldn't I'm tired of getting debated every trade deadline and every offseason where all these superstars are rumored to go to Miami and nobody ever goes to Miami. Like, it's just like they always have these rumors of, oh man, like, you know, these 4 or 5 players, their top destination is Miami. And yet Miami never gets any of those guys.
I think Miami is a little bit like Vegas in the sense of like when you go on for 3 days, it's awesome. You don't want to. I don't think you want to live there though.
No.
Living there, you might die.
Yeah, I could see that though. I can see that. It's just not a spot that you want to be long term, right? Okay, so let's get into some of these other teams now. Let's get into like the 5, 6 seeds in each side, and we'll see where these kinds of land here. So let's go with the 6 seeds in each side, Philadelphia and LA. So Philadelphia and Los Angeles. Let's go with the Lakers first. The Lakers are a weird team because Luka's playing some of the worst. Luka's playing some of the worst basketball I've seen. It is almost unwatchable sometimes the way Luka has been playing, where all he does is foul grift and whine to the referees. There was even an inbound play the other day on a last second shot where he passed up a shot where, it was about a couple feet behind the 3-point line for a chance to, take that game. And he throws it to LeBron, who has to like grenade that thing on a turnaround jump shot over the shoulder. And it was just like the decision making. It's weird to think that when LeBron is not on the floor, that team is humming and playing well. But when they're all three together, LeBron and Luka and Austin Reeves, they struggle, all three of them. They can't figure it out. And so they're currently sitting here 35 and 24 in the 6th seed.
You talked about Luka, and that obviously we're both LeBron haters, but LeBron's the common denominator. And
he is.
When Luka and Austin Reeves play, and LeBron, when LeBron was out, the Lakers were playing great basketball. LeBron comes back, as you said, those three can't play together. They don't mesh together. They all want the ball in their hands. I mean, Austin Reeves can do a little bit more of like catch and shoot, but like he's more than that. He can be more than that if you allow him to. But when LeBron's on the floor, he doesn't get that opportunity. It's always in Luka or LeBron's hands, and then he gets out of the mix a little bit. LeBron is the single biggest reason why this team is not playing well. And I don't even know if it's his fault fully, but like him adding to those two guys just doesn't mesh at all. And then LeBron's, 80 years old. So he's not the same player, obviously. I'm
Yeah.
not saying he's bad, but he's not. He's not close to the same guy he was at his peak, right? So,
And I'm just thinking, like, do the Suns or the Warriors end up creeping up, or do the Lakers end up losing enough games to? I mean, I guess that's the thing.
they'll be a playoff team. They'll be a playoff team.
I don't believe those teams are good enough to catch them. I think those teams are good enough to catch them.
Yeah, they're all three of those teams are playing not great right now.
Yeah.
So
we'll put Lakers in there, and I think I was talking about Philly already. I was hyping Philly up. I think Philly is a legit playoff team. I think they're going to get better, or they're going to continue to play well with some of those young players on that team. They're well coached. So for that reason, I think Philly ends up staying. Edgemacomi.
There's no M in his name, but I added it. It's fine.
We'll just add syllables to it. Just make it. We'll just make it whatever we want it to be. Yeah. So we'll move 76ers up there as well. Like that. All right. So there's that. Let's get to some of the 4 and 5 seeds. So now we're getting into the Timberwolves, Nuggets in the Western, and Cleveland and Toronto in the Eastern. I think we can kind of breeze through a couple of these as far as playoff teams. All of these are playoff teams. It's just whether or not they're going to be higher than that in this tier list. So let's start with the Eastern Conference. Cleveland and Toronto.
You have Dark Horse and then can win the title?
Dark Horse.
I can't see them.
Yeah, Dark Horse and NBA champs are the two up here. I would say Toronto for me is a playoff team. I think that's pretty safe. Well, we won't spend too much time on the Toronto Raptors.
Let's go Raptors. Go. I mean, they're Canadian. By default, you're not allowed to win titles.
That's just the way it is. You're just not supposed to. Canada ain't it?
Shout out to Canada. They celebrated Austin Matthews, captain of the Maple Leafs, who's an American, and him winning the gold medal. And I don't know if that would have happened in America. Like I don't know. Maybe it would have. Like the Avs probably. I guess the Avs fans would have if McKinnon won with Canada, and they
celebrate.
Announce like in your cap. Well, no, he's not the captain, but I guess they would have. But shout out to Canada for being good fans and supporting there. They're good fans and they're nice people. I think misguided at times, but nice.
By the way, where's we're STG? If you're out there, we still love you. I know he was like, we were going hard on Canada for a minute with STG, but we love you, STG. All right, let's go to Cleveland. Cleveland is kind of they're for sure a playoff team. It's whether or not I want to throw them in the dark horse because I'm torn. They have James Harden now, and James Harden isn't going to perform in the playoffs. We know this. It's not going to change, but I do love what the rest of the team is doing. Right now, they are currently sitting at 5th offensive rating in the NBA, which, Cavs have won their first 5 games with James Harden. But they lost to the OKC Thunder recently, and so they were on a roll with James Harden. I think like that's been working in the regular season. It's just, will it work in the playoffs? If it works in the playoffs, which we don't have any reason to think that it will, then they should be a dark horse team. And I'm looking at the Eastern Conference and I'm thinking to myself, okay, Boston, New York, and Detroit are above them. Do I think that they have a chance to upset one of those teams? And I can see a path for that. But again, it's the James Harden effect,
You have 4 good pieces though, between Donovan Mitchell and Harden in the backcourt, and you have the front court with Mobley and Jared Allen. Like, you have 4 guys there that I kind of trust a little bit.
Yeah.
And James Harden isn't mad.
He's in a better spot. I think he's in a happy spot.
He always likes it when he's on a new team because he's happy for a bit. So,
Yeah.
like, maybe he plays harder, he does a little more when he's in a new spot, and maybe even in the play. Not that he hasn't tried in the playoffs. I mean, last year with the Clippers in the playoffs against the Nuggets, he was hit or miss. He either played great or he played awful, and there wasn't a lot in between. But there were games where he played really well in that series. So obviously he's underperformed a lot in the playoffs based off of, especially when he was with Houston and what his stature was at that point. He's not that guy anymore. But they have pieces. They're dark horse.
I like dark horse. I mean, that was my thing. And even if they were a playoff team, they would be in the high end. I kind of am high on the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think they could potentially knock off a top team.
They were playing Detroit the other night, and I was with a guy who's a he's from Cleveland, massive Cleveland fan. He's like, "This is a must-win tonight. Like, we gotta win." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?
Wait, what?
There's no such thing as must-wins in the NBA. Like,
No.
I don't relate to that at all." And then they were up at the time, but they ended up losing. But they kept it close against Detroit. So,
all right, let's go to the Western Conference. We got the 4-5 seeds right now. We got the Denver Nuggets and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Let's start with the Timberwolves. I just think this is just a pure playoff team. Just a playoff team. I think. I think that maybe they're at the top end of the playoff teams here. I don't see them making a run outside of. I think they can make the playoffs, and I think they can win a series.
You think they could make the playoffs? Of course, they're making the playoffs.
And they'll.
I don't agree. I think they're minimum a dark horse. I think I think maybe there's some hatred towards them that's affecting your vision.
I think that the Minnesota Timberwolves, they can win a playoff round in the playoffs. Now, Anthony Edwards can go crazy. I think that they have some good defensive pieces between DiVincenzo. They got Jaden McDaniels. Obviously, Gobert is always that piece in the middle that, from the defensive standpoint. I just think that when it comes down to it, Rudy Gobert offensively in the playoffs, when you need something offensively, like he's a zero factor. He doesn't provide anything, which is why obviously Anthony Edwards needs to obviously be that go-to person. It's my question marks are Dante DiVincenzo and Jaden McDaniels going to be enough to lift? Julius Randle's fine. I mean, he's good, but I those are the two, Jaden McDaniels and DiVincenzo are the two that I am curious on. I think that one of the bigger pieces that they added, that Ayo Dosunmu, when he got traded to Minnesota, I thought that was a pretty impactful trade for them because it adds someone off their bench that they can bring in that can really have an impact running the floor, but also playing defense on the perimeter as well. So I think, if anything, I think you're
hating a little bit.
For them to be a dark horse for me, I feel like they have to have a chance to win a title.
As in the chat, they've made the Western Conference Finals the last 2 years. But you're saying there's zero chance to win a title. I don't know that they can win a title, but I don't put it out of the realm of possibility. And they're certainly above the other teams in the playoff team tier here.
Sure. No, they're the best team in the playoff team tier.
No, they're in the dark horse tier. Just put them there, Chris. Don't be a hater.
They're at the bottom of my dark horse then. They're at the bottom of my dark horse. They will be at the basement of that category. Let's see. What about the Rudy Gobert Game 7 fadeaway jumper? Oh, yeah, the one. Oh, I remember that one. Yeah, that was
the most pure shot I've ever seen. I don't even know if he saw the hoop, though. He just threw,
threw that thing up.
Somehow didn't even touch the rim. Like, it was It was money, but I was like, that dude would go 1 for 45 from that spot doing it again.
Like, there's no shot he would make it. I mean, I think the Timberwolves top 10 offensive rating, top 10 defensive rating. They're 10th and 9th respectively.
That means dark horse, Chris.
Okay, fine.
And Anthony Edwards. I don't know if I like Anthony Edwards as a off the court and like his extra stuff. I don't know if I love, but on the court, the dude is legit. And his off the court isn't even that bad. It's just more like he might be the most arrogant person I've ever seen.
And honestly,
I just think, but he can back it up, so I can't hate that much on it.
I love because I used to love Gary Payton. He's one of my favorite guys because he was a shit talker, and I love the fact that he would always be John. You know, always be talking to other dudes, and like, but he backed it up too. Like he was just a monster.
The other night, Anthony Edwards was jawing at his coach, like chewing at his coach after his coach asked him to pass the ball, and he didn't, and then he just sunk a ridiculous shot in the corner. Like a stupid shot. He can back it up. Like that mentality is a little much for me at times, but the dude's really, really good at basketball.
Let's go to the Denver Nuggets.
You'd love in Denver. Like, yeah, no, I would love it. I would probably love that mentality in Denver. Actually, that might be what Denver's missing right now. Is who's the dog? And like, we don't have a dog in Denver.
Well, we thought the dog was bringing back. We thought the dog was bringing back our old boy.
AG might be the dog. That's true.
AG might be the dog, but like Bruce Brown was supposed to be that, and he hasn't. I feel.
What about the return of Bones? Need Bones back.
Bones is in Minnesota. Fuck Bones.
Yeah, get him back.
No, I don't. That's not. Bones is not a dog. He's dog shit. Is what he is.
Denver Nuggets. I still truly,
you know where you're putting them, Chris.
Yeah.
Everyone knows where you're putting them.
Denver Nuggets are still, I think, one of the top 2 teams that could win, top 2 or 3 teams that could win a title that feel really good. And you're like, I mean, when we come down to it, you're looking at the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Denver Nuggets as the top 2 teams. Hey. Thank you, Brendan, for the raid. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Go give a shout out to Brendan in the chat, Rick, thanks for the raid, and all of you guys who are joining us from that. Welcome in. Hope you had a great stream. Nuggets, I think, are still a top echelon team and a top tier team to win a title. They're the best NBA offense in the league right now. They're number 1 offensive rating. And their defensive rating is 22. Now, you're saying, all right, that's not a great defensive rating. Like, they haven't been playing well. Jokic has looked off. Cam Johnson hasn't looked good. I mean, the Nuggets have dealt with more injuries than... I mean, all teams deal with injuries, but the fact that their starting lineup has just been absolutely just destroyed with injuries has been a big factor. And health is the biggest thing that's going to get them back in this mix. Now, 2 of their better defensive players with length and size and perimeter defense, interior defense, are coming back in a week. So that defensive rating of 22 right now in the league will improve. And I do see them getting to top half of the NBA, if not better, in the final stretch of these games. So it's just whether or not they can maintain the health going into the playoffs. So that's my big thing here. This team is clicking offensively. I don't think there's a team that can slow this offense down. The offensive engine by Nikola Jokic, he's had some rough games recently, and yet he's still been able to put them in winning positions, and still, even given his efficiencies over the last 2 or 3 games, not being as where it's supposed to be, you still look up and he's got triple doubles and he's got 30 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists or something crazy. So That being said, I think there's a lot of skewed numbers with this team that as long as they're able to get healthy and get in a rhythm, my biggest concern for this team right now is that they don't have enough time before the playoffs to mesh and get it all together and get in a good rhythm before they get into the playoffs. That's my only thing. Normally, I'm like, bring on the playoffs. We want that to start right now. Let's skip over all these regular season games. We don't need them. Here, I'm like, we might need another month. Like, just to get people healthy and get people back to playing the style of basketball and get in a good rhythm that we need to.
I've said on the stream, I'm like, I'm not worried about regular season with this Nuggets team. I'm like, just make the playoffs, and then we'll see what happens. And they have the potential, certainly, to be a contender to win it all. I have no questions about that. They're deeper.
Jamal's
maybe a little
playing
less
well.
Talented offensively without MPJ, but like better defensively should be, and all the things. They're testing my patience a little bit right now with how poorly they're playing. They're not playing good basketball right now. There's no fans or buds.
We've been spoiled. We've been spoiled.
But I think they're 6-8 or something since Jokic has been. Maybe it's not that many games. They're under 500 since Jokic came back from his injury. And keep in mind, they were over 500 when Jokic was out. So make that make sense. I can't. I'm less concerned. You want them to mesh. These guys have been playing together for years, like outside of Cam Johnson and maybe some other pieces. But like even the guys that are hurt right now, like Peyton Watson and AG, I don't think necessarily they need a lot of time to mesh. I won't ever become concerned with the Nuggets fully because I will hold to my, it doesn't matter what they do in the regular season. Just make the playoffs. They're not going to be the 1 seed. They'll finish somewhere in between probably 2 and 7. Like I don't care in between 2 and 7 where they finish, or 2 and 6. Like don't mess around with the plan. Make sure you don't have to mess around with that. But I won't be concerned until I watch them in the playoffs lay an egg in like game 1. And then because I know this team and I know how good they can be. And like, I think part of them knows how good they are. And like, I don't know, when you're good for this many years, there's a part of you that like the regular season just drags on and you don't focus enough and you don't listen. And Jokic has gone through these shooting slumps before. Hopefully he figures it out. He still has 20 games. That is actually my single most important factor moving forward. It's not meshing with the guys coming back. It's not with the guys coming back from injury. It's Jokic making the shots he's made typically throughout his career. Because right now he's not doing that, and that's a big problem. Because Jokic is a smart defender, but he's not a good defender, right? Like, he doesn't have the athleticism to be a great defender. He has the intelligence to make some steals and get in lanes and do this and that and know what's happening. But he doesn't have the athleticism to keep up with guys, and he's certainly not a shot blocker in the paint. So he has to make shots. And right now he's not doing it at a clip he normally does, and he's getting good looks, and he's just missing. He starts making... You get everyone healthy, hopefully in time for the playoffs. In the chat, a lot of people questioning David or not questioning, but asking about David Allen. I don't know. How could anyone know if Edelman's the guy? I think he did a great job at the end of last year and going through the playoffs last year. I like him. I think the players like him. I think this is a team that's played so much together that like. There's only I don't think the coach is doing so much where like it's not like you're trying to infiltrate new guys and like figure out. Obviously, the one new guy has not come in and contributed like they thought with Cam Johnson. But everyone else has been around. I mean, or brought back, like Bruce Brown obviously brought back. Bruce Brown's not the same player he was when they won the title several years ago. But to his credit, he can still ball out against the Celtics the other night. They put him on Jaylen Brown.
Yeah,
and he shut Jaylen Brown down.
He's a dog.
He played phenomenal defense. So this team has certainly the talent and capabilities to make a run and win the title. It just doesn't look like it should at all right now. But also, do I care? Not so much. Just don't mess around with getting in the play-in. Just stay in the top 6. Be confident, be healthy, be ready to go in the playoffs, and then let's see what we got from there.
And let me clarify as far as like the meshing thing. Like with Jokic and with all the injuries, with AG being out, and the defensive schemes you have set up, how you have to like adapt when you only have one maybe center, right? Like if you only have Jonas Valanciunas back there, and like let's say you have Peyton Watson, who's an athletic, perimeter defender that you don't have anymore, and then you have to like figure out how to rotate guys differently, or drop coverage, or pushing guys up towards the perimeter to try to defend at the level of the screen. Those things change with different like personnel. So they've been doing different like schemes all season long based off of the fact that Jokic is in. Okay, he's not in anymore. Now we got to change the way we play defense a little bit to complement the guys who are playing in the game at that moment. And so like I think they haven't had enough consistency playing those types of consistent defensive rotations. So by meshing, I feel like they've just had so many different guys playing so many different ways defensively that has been, or offensively as well, like that has kind of been like, all right, like we just need some consistency for like 2 weeks once everyone's healthy, and I will feel a lot better at that point. So that's just kind of like where I'm at on the they have played together. They know how to play together. It's just
frankly, the most confident you should be about the Nuggets is the fact how well they played without Jokic. I mean, there were a lot of people that are like, well, hopefully they win like 4 games. They finished like, I forget how many games he missed, but they were above 500 without Jokic. Which I didn't see coming, to be honest. Like I was like, yeah, let's like tread water as best we can. Hopefully a little under 500, but not a lot. No, they went above 500. So, like I said, I think this team's just kind of in a lull right now and kind of bored and wanting the postseason to start, frankly. And hopefully, I'm just hoping if that roster plays to their potential, they are absolutely one of the best 3 rosters in the NBA.
Black Market in the chat, I'm hoping the Nuggets can take the Thunder out. I hope we can too. And I feel confident. Like I know it was. Can I just say the Thunder are starting to be one of my most hated teams in all of sports.
Oh, they're right there. I mean, they might be passing the Lakers for me. I hate the Thunder.
The Thunder have. I mean, I was thinking this. I was so upset. Not the fact that we lost to the Thunder, but just the fact that like I've been on Thunder Twitter, and Thunder Twitter is maddening.
They will go. They are like TDS, but for the Thunder. They're like Trump derangement syndrome, but they're like derangement for their own team, and they just don't see the reality of like your team gets away with a lot of shit. Your star is a bitch, and you're dirty.
Like it is.
I'm not saying they're not good. Obviously, they're good, but all those things can be true. You can be good, dirty. Your star is a bitch. All those things can be true, and they are true, but they don't recognize it at all. Like after Lou Dort's ejection, like they were pulling up other clips of like Nuggets plays from like 5 years ago. That's how hard they're going.
Yeah.
And like, well, no one complained about this. I'm like, that's not even close to the same.
It's just like
it's not even remotely the same.
They have the blinders that they have on, and like the tunnel vision they have towards a team that won its first title. I mean, obviously, like the you would think that they've won like 8 titles in a row, and they're just like,
they're like, well, you're just jealous because we dominate the league. I'm like, you won 1 title. This isn't a dynasty we're talking about yet. At least, hopefully, it never happens. Because, damn, I'm
glad you're on the same level as I am.
I've hated the Timberwolves, but that was more just about they kept beating us, and that pissed me off.
Yeah,
that's why I hated them. But they aren't like, no, the Thunder are a different category. The Thunder might beat us, but like, they're bitches.
Their fan base, their mentality, the way they go, like even the post game press conferences where they're doing their antics and everything else. It's just like, I just can't stand losing to them anymore, and I can't stand. I want them in the Western Conference Finals this year, and I want to just smash. I want to smash them.
Did you see? I don't even know why this pissed me off, but like, Hartenstein after the game the other night, they were interviewing Caruso.
All right,
let's go, sick
for the follow. After he was in a post game interview with like the local OKC reporter, and Caruso was getting interviewed, and Hartenstein comes over, pulls off Caruso's headband, which is, I mean, you see the top of Caruso's head. There's more sweat on that thing than, I mean, that thing is damp. I mean, beyond damp. That thing is wet. And Hartenstein just pulls it off and puts it on the reporter's head. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I don't know why that bothered me. And maybe the reporter was cool. Maybe the reporter didn't care, but I was just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That's gross.
Yeah.
Gross.
They're the Patriots of the league without having the championships to go with it. They're just like,
yeah, they're like, they already, well, you know, OKC's never been there before. And I lived in Oklahoma City for a few years, but they didn't have a pro team at that point. But they're excited that they finally won one, and now they're just blind to everything their team is, which is bitches.
Yeah.
And their coach, even after the game, was a bitch.
Oh yeah,
he was like, "Well, if that's the threshold, and anytime one of our players gets tripped, I hope someone gets a flagrant 2 and gets ejected." I'm like, dude, you are enabling your own players right now. Your own bitch players are getting enabled by you, and don't. It was not just a trip; it was like a obvious hip check trip, like trying to injure not a basketball play at all. Get out of here.
And going back, it goes back to Jalen Williams, the not good Jalen Williams out there, like tangling up with Jokic or falling down at his knees and like all these different things. Like, it's not like that team is coached to be physical in a way that's not good for NBA basketball.
But the problem is you're not allowed to be physical against them because their MVP just flails his body and gets a call. So you can't play them physically, but they can play you physically.
Talk about
I hate them. I hate the Thunder.
I'm saying Tyrese doesn't tear his Achilles last year. I think Pacers actually win Game 7. I mean, it sucked. It sucked to see all the injuries in the playoffs, and I really liked Tyrese, and I feel like, but I mean, even with Tyrese. It would have been.
The Thunder were the better team, and I'm shocked at even went 7 games, to be honest. But in a 1-game setting, you never know, right? You never know.
Yeah. So, anyways, well, I'm glad the Thunder are on our most hated list because I can't stand it. No. But that being said, can we just skip ahead and just put the Thunder up as champion caliber with the Nuggets because they're
of course
they're going to be up there. Let's not sugarcoat this. Those are the 2 teams that we feel are going to be right there at the end. And I think
how you talk about Denver, it sounds like you should move them down a notch.
No, I don't think.
No, the Thunder are NBA. Obviously, they're the favorite, and they're good. I just wish they would.
It's that one.
It's just the way they win. It's the way they win, and the way they talk, and the way they play. Like it's not. All right. So let's get into some of these other teams. Let's actually rapid fire a couple of these. We don't need to go too much in depth into a couple of these others. I want to say the Rockets are just a strict playoff team. We'll just keep them in there. They're a playoff team, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they're going to
They're
drop low
borderline.
enough.
No, I think
Pistons,
they're
dark horse?
borderline. I think they're borderline dark horse, but they're right on the edge of those two.
I think.
But I don't think they're going to win a title. So
Yeah,
I don't believe in them.
I think
I don't know.
we can move
I
them.
I actually believe in Minnesota more than I do Houston.
Well, yeah. One of my things that I always like to say is I like this. You have to make it through a couple playoff runs for me to like feel like you're getting to a point where you have the experience to get to an NBA Finals. Minnesota has done that. Houston has not. So I feel like Houston, they'll be at the top end of our playoff tiers here. Now, the San Antonio Spurs they're kind of similar, but I believe in them more than I do the Rockets. Do I think that they could be a dark horse? Yes, but I don't think like this is tricky for me because
Based off what you just said, like they
But-
haven't gone through
True.
the playoff run.
and I don't see them
But
winning
I
a title.
I do think they're better than the Rockets.
Yes, agreed.
I put
So
them in dark horse because if they put it together, they could absolutely make a run.
they're between like I
I
don't
think
know
they're
if
dark
I
horse.
don't believe in their head coach necessarily. Haven't seen enough from their head coach, and I do think they need experience. I wouldn't put them above Cleveland or Minnesota though.
Hence probably thinks that the Spurs win it all this year.
I would put them above Cleveland. Maybe Minnesota too. I think the Spurs are right there.
I just think that I don't think it's just such a young roster and they haven't made it. But then again, OKC had a young roster and I didn't think that they had what it took, and they proved me wrong last year. So maybe they're a dark horse.
They have to be at least a dark horse.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right.
They put the Pistons there as well.
The rest of the teams in the Eastern Conference, we have Celtics, Pistons, and Knicks. I mean, Pistons is
Celtics
is a
have to
dark
be
horse. Yep,
because
agreed.
Tatum sounds like he's very close to coming back. So then, what do they look like?
And
they played better.
They're playing well.
than I think most people thought they would without Tatum all this year, and now Tatum is practicing close to coming back. That's a clear dark horse. Like, what do they look like once he comes back? And does that mash? And are they a title contender? They very well could be. So they're definitely a dark horse.
Yep, I agree. I was going to put them in dark horse all the way, just based off of the fact that they're ranked offensively second in the NBA and defensively seventh, and they're playing without their best player, arguably. You could.
Ooh, I was gonna say that's not how you feel.
Jason Tatum, if he's back and he's playing well, I think that they're in a decent spot.
Yep.
All right. So then that leaves the Knicks and the Pistons. And I gotta figure both of these teams. Is it weird that I just can't get on the New York Knicks bandwagon no matter how good they are?
I kind of want to put them in playoff.
Like,
they should be at minimum a dark horse, but part of me is like, they're not winning.
I think honestly, I feel like my gut reaction is putting Detroit over them as a dark horse, just because I just know that
we're only putting two at the top. Then is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I think Celtics could be up here, but again, I don't think it depends on Tatum.
I don't. Yeah, the Knicks don't do it for me. They don't have. I'm not as high. It's always the same with the Knicks. Before
Always the same.
Are the Knicks the Nets
I'm not as high on Jalen Brunson as a superstar level that can carry you to a title. That's my issue. You don't have a bona fide I don't put Jalen Brunson as a top 10 player in the league. And a lot of people might put him top 10 towards, not top 5, but top 10. I don't put Jalen Brunson as a top 10 player in the league. And if you don't have a top 10 player in the league, it's really hard to win a title.
Yeah, I almost want to put Detroit, whether it's keep them in the playoff team and put them above the Knicks, or put them at the back end of the dark horse.
I put the Pistons above the Knicks.
Oh, for sure. I put it. So I mean, if we're doing that, then if we want to push them up even higher, we could put them up to the dark horse. I think Detroit, the way they play basketball, I know in Six said I'd put Detroit over New York as well. Pants Party says Pistons play physical basketball and it's fun to watch. Compare that to the Thunder style. Yeah, and I think when I'm looking at the Pistons, they've been playing great basketball. They're well coached. They're top 10 team offensively. They're second defensively ranked in the NBA. And I mean, they're playing some of the best basketball. This happens every so often, with the Pistons. Every couple decades, the Pistons are good.
Every couple decades.
Every couple decades, they kind of flash.
Love it.
But like, I mean, to be 42-13 with a team, I love what I'm seeing from Cade Cunningham. I think Cade Cunningham, he's not going to get an MVP this year, but he's rightfully in the conversation of the top 3. And the way he's playing for Detroit it's I think Detroit, it wouldn't shock me to see them in the Eastern Conference Finals.
What that shouldn't shock you at all. That would be it would be a disappointing effort in the playoffs if they didn't make the Eastern Conference, especially in the East, which is not that daunting.
Which is kind of crazy to say,
especially if they're the 1, because then they're playing the 4. You're probably missing out on the Celtics and Knicks. Who else is there? Like, a lot of people in the chat, like, yeah, and I agree with 10 Cats. Like, the Knicks, or not the Knicks, the Pistons, I don't actually think are as good as the Spurs, but they're in the East, so that I think they can make it further because of being
true.
in the East.
There's a weight to it. There's a weight to it.
And Cade Cunningham is phenomenal. Borderline, and you said top 3 MVP candidate this year, but like borderline top 5 player in the league. That gets really hard, but he's definitely better than Jalen Brunson. Like, definitely better than Jalen Brunson. It's not close for me. Cade's really, really good and an incredible asset moving forward for them. But they also haven't experienced. I think they made the playoffs last year, but lost in the first round.
I mean,
but fought hard, 6 or 7 games. I forget who they played.
Detroit? Are you talking about? No.
Yeah.
Detroit. They got swept by the Knicks.
They didn't get swept.
But did they sweep? Are they swept the Knicks or got swept by the Knicks?
Well, they didn't sweep the Knicks. I also don't think they got swept by the Knicks. What happened? 2024-25 postseason schedule. Let me go to that.
Yeah, I feel like they swept someone and then either got swept or had what's called the gentleman's sweep, where they won Game 4 to avoid.
They played the Knicks and lost in 6.
So did they lose?
They were all. I mean, the games they lost one by 2. They lost another by 1 and another by 3. So 3 of their 4 losses were by 3 or less. Now their wins were close as well, but like they were right there, and they're clearly better this year. So I think the Pistons make a run. It wouldn't shock me if they come out of the East at all. I mean, obviously have the best record, played the best this year.
So then they should be in the dark horse category. Then I mean that's where they need to be.
Certainly where I would put them. Yeah.
And I mean, Cade Cunningham, I would actually throw him. He's probably he's cracks my top 10. I think he's a top 10 player in the NBA
for sure.
Would you say he's top 5?
No, he's not top 5.
Top 5, and I don't think he is top 5, but top 10 for sure.
I mean, top 5, he would have to beat out Jokic, Shea, Wemby, Luca. Luca. Yeah.
Is he better than Ant?
Is he better than Ant? No. Is he better than Giannis? Is he better than Kawhi?
He's better. Well, he's better than Kawhi. I'd take him over Kawhi at this point.
Steph?
I would say trade asset wise, he's top 5 because of his youth and that, but that doesn't matter because he's not getting traded. So,
yeah, I think where the argument happens is, would you take him over Steph or Kawhi? Because then, I mean, I would say he's easily top 10 after that. Because then you got the Donovan Mitchells, the Jalen Brunsons, the Jalen Browns. I would take him over all 3 of those. I'd take him over
Kawhi, Steph. I haven't watched enough of Steph this year.
He's been hurt. He's getting older. He's 37, right? Like he's not.
I love me some Steph, but I'd probably take Kate Cunningham this year over Steph. I think Steph. Yeah, no, I'd take Cunningham over Steph.
Okay, so then you would have him in top 8. I mean, so he's not top 5.
He's 7, 8.
Yeah,
somewhere in there.
7, 8 in that range. You could make an argument. What's the perception about Booker? I think he gets a lot of love in Phoenix, but man's getting older and wasted years. Yeah, no, I mean Booker. I think his window's closed, and there's not much going on for him in Phoenix. I think his chance to win. They need to fix that roster a little bit more before they can. I mean, they're a playoff team right now, but does anyone believe that he's going to be in that mix? I don't think so. I love Booker. They need to build something around him.
He can't be the best player in your team and win a title.
They need to build something else around.
He's closer to he's top 20 in the league, but not. He doesn't do enough outside of. He's a great shooter and scorer, but outside of that, he doesn't do a lot for you.
Yeah, I think I'd put him in the 16 to 18 range.
He passes a little more than you think, but that's just they play a lot of small ball and just move the ball around.
Yeah,
this year.
Yeah. What else we got? They needed to get away from KD and redirect their future. Donovan Mitchell is underrated.
Everyone needs to stay away from KD.
I mean, God, I love KD.
Mitchell is underrated. The problem with Donovan Mitchell is hasn't won in the playoffs. I mean, he's been successful with some teams in the regular season, and then they don't produce in the playoffs.
I mean,
and that's not to say he always plays bad. I mean, we watched in the bubble, him and Murray have
one of the craziest head-to-head matchups,
back and forth we've ever seen in NBA history in that series.
That was insane.
Phenomenal. But there's been a lot of series where Donovan Mitchell hasn't played great, and he's had great regular season in Utah and Cleveland, but they haven't backed it up with long runs in the playoffs. So while I think Donovan's a great player, he's got to prove in the playoffs. He's got to get his team winning in the playoffs.
Thoughts on Jonathan or Jordan Ott this season? I mean, he's been doing fine. I given the circumstances of what he has to work with, I feel like he's been all right. I mean, I think that I would give him some time there and see what you can give him to work with. But I mean, the fact that he's got the Phoenix Suns in a spot,
they overachieved based off of what a lot of people thought they were going to do this year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think any of us really saw them competing and being where they are right now in the standings. I thought maybe they would be the bottom end of the play-in right now, and they're borderline. They're 2 games out of the 6th seed with the Lakers, and the Lakers are kind of in a weird spot. So the fact that he's got that team playing as good as they've been playing, especially with that roster, I mean, yeah, you give him some time there. I would give him some time.
Yeah, he's overachieved.
So, Book, it sounds like a lot of Suns questions. So, Phoenix sounds like big fan of the Suns. So, am I right there? U.S. perception of Suns, Durant and Beal not there anymore. I think those years set them back. I mean, the Beal, when they made the move for Beal and Durant, and they got all that.
Beal was only there a year, right? He was traded there before last season, I believe.
Yeah.
and then just was never. Was it 2 seasons, or was it? I feel like it was 1, but maybe it was 2.
I want to say it was maybe 2. I think I'm leaning towards 2, but yeah, they just never.
It was 2. Okay.
The Mark Williams trade worked out well for Phoenix. Yeah, I mean, like they just felt. No one believed that super team was going to do anything. Like
I was never that high on the Beal trade moving the needle. And obviously that makes me sound like I just hindsight, and I'm like, obviously that wasn't. But when they made that trade, I'm like, I don't know if that moves the needle that much for me, because Beal didn't seem to fit with Durant and Booker anyway. Like they all have like ball in hand, this and that, and Beal's obviously injury prone and this and that, and it didn't work at all. They went all in, but credit to them for, you thought it was going to be a full reboot, and here they are playing good basketball. So
you'll take that.
Yeah.
All day, every day. So yeah. I'm not a Suns fan, but hey, when nosebleeds are $10, I'm going. Okay, all right, that's fair. That's how cheap they are over there now? I feel like that's way affordable.
There's places giving out $29 all you can eat, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got baseball stadiums, $29 all you can eat everything. We're just like, damn, okay.
And you can buy Rockies tickets and use that to make a profit.
Again, if you really want to work that hard and make $200 in profit, do it. Hopefully, well, never mind. Hopefully you're doing better in life.
Just hustle Rockies tickets. That's, I mean, that,
and there's probably some games you're not selling, so yeah, you're gonna profit off that, but like, for what amount?
Yeah, it's not worth it for like those middle of the season Padres tickets, or those middle of the season $1. Or just those Arizona Diamondbacks tickets that come down a Wednesday during the work week, and it's just like you're hustling trying to sell them.
You can't sell anything because they're so out of it and no one cares anymore, and I don't know.
And then you contribute.
It's a big money maker thing.
But it's kind of, I thought Rockies were good selling tickets because they had the best marketing team.
No, we're good at selling tickets because it's a great stadium, and the weather in the summer in Denver is phenomenal, and it's a good spot, and it's fun and enjoyable for people to come to.
Is it enjoyable to go to a Rockies game?
Yeah, because most people that are going aren't like
they're not there.
Fans.
They're not necessarily there for the Rockies. They're there for the experience and hanging out with their buddies or their families,
or the alcohol.
Yeah, or well, even that's pricey.
Whatever it may be.
But guys, if you guys are just joining us for the first time here, we are live in the Action Lab Wednesdays and Sundays. We trickle in some Thursdays here and there as well, but we are doing all sorts of NBA and NFL content, all sorts of different things. If you like sports, hit that follow button, just like Sick did. Sick hit that follow button a little bit earlier. That's sick. Welcome in for all of you guys, though, that are joining us for the first time.
I always thought that was an L.
Yeah, that might be Salt Lake City. Yeah, I think that's Salt Lake City C.
Or Slick, Salt Lake City, Sick. I don't know.
WD-40.
Why would that not be? That's an L for sure.
Maybe
right.
And that's a reason to not follow, because Chris has not passed kindergarten.
Well, also, I feel like these pixels on my thing are kind of like, maybe it's the pixels. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe it's the pixels.
I mean, yeah, it looks like an eye.
Cataracts, Chris. It's time.
I'm getting old, I got offered crack rock in Denver. What? Did you take him up on it or what?
Interesting. I've never got offered that, and I've lived here for
St. Louis. All
right. Oh, there it is. Okay, St. Louis.
33 years.
Hey, we were just talking about the Cardinals.
St. Louis.
We were talking about St. Louis and their $29 stadium deal.
Yeah, did you see that?
Crazy. Yeah.
St. Louis, SCC, St. Louis Cardinals championship. I don't know what the last thing is.
And then he's a man. He's 40. You know.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah. Welcome in, everybody. So yeah, we were going to it's what is it? It's what is it? 12:30 on the East Coast, 10:30 Mountain Time. We were going to get into some other topics that we wanted to get into, but I don't know how long we want to hang. We want to save it for Wednesday's show.
Yeah, this tiers list took a lot of time.
Yeah, we got a lot of good stuff happening in the chat with all the questions. So thank you guys for bringing all your hoops conversations in and all your thoughts. By the way, take a look at these rankings. What would you change, if anything, or what did we get right? What did we get wrong? Throw it out in the chat. We can talk
Obviously,
about it.
Grizzlies need to be a lot higher.
They moved the Nuggets down, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I could fully argue it at this juncture. They're playing poorly.
True.
Lakers might need to be lower right now. I will always I'll throw the Lakers and I don't care.
The Lakers and yeah, just don't care.
Except I do care because I just hate them. But
You want to hate watch?
I think they're number 2 on my hate list behind the Thunder.
Sorry, Brendan, but I could also throw Toronto down, and I just don't care. Toronto could fit in that category too.
Yeah.
But we'll just leave them in playoffs. We'll give Canada something because they need a little help right now, right?
They need everything they can get.
They need anything that they can get because sometimes it could be a challenge
It's a rough couple days in the gold medal games for their men and women.
Also, did you see what happened with the Leafs in their first game back from the break?
I did not.
So they're backing up trying to play defense. Morgan Riley, the star defenseman, falls on nothing, takes out his other teammate. Panthers guy goes in for an easy goal.
Yikes.
He's just skating backwards and then just falls and dies.
Boog must be a Chicago fan because he really hits the Bulls right now.
Bulls need to be lower. So sick of that franchise. Donovan is dog shit. Ownership is dog shit. Everything's dog shit. See the White Sox.
I was gonna say because they have the same ownership as the White Sox.
I mean, we could put them in the tanking, but like they're still have a chance to make the playoffs, which is like, I mean, they could make the playoffs. I mean,
Playoffs? Don't talk about
playoffs.
If you hate the Bulls, you're probably a Bulls fan. Yeah, which maybe means we should just put them in I don't care.
Yeah, just
is that where they're at?
That's where we have them. We have them in the I don't care category.
That's the right spot.
Yeah, it feels fitting. I mean, the Milwaukee Bucks are kind of the only team that is kind of just a bit outside of the playoffs, where it's like you kind of care, but you kind of don't. They're not going to make the playoffs. Giannis is done with that team. He's, I mean, it's just kind of getting through the season. Like nobody in Milwaukee is excited about the rest of the season.
Nobody in Milwaukee's excited.
No, but
what is there to be excited? Your team's not good, so then what is there to be excited about?
Yeah.
In Milwaukee.
Yeah.
What do you turn to if you're living in Milwaukee after the fact that you're one? I guess they kind of have the Packers, but they also
the Milwaukee
perform.
Brewers.
Oh, right.
And maybe the Admirals and the AHL.
Nope. We're not bringing up AHL.
Now we're getting into some weird shit now. Okay, so there's our tier list. The question is, do we want to go into anything else tonight, or do we want to save it for Wednesday? I think we might want to save it for Wednesday.
I think we're good. We're good.
Yeah, I mean, we got into some NBA talk tonight. We're going to be doing more NBA talk. I think we not only do some NBA tier rankings for teams, and maybe we can do this, maybe some power rankings and things. I want to get into maybe some player conversations too, though. Let's get into like some top 75 conversations, maybe some top 25 conversations of all time. Maybe get into some, because I mean, we have some guys like we have, the some veterans that are going to be out of the league here soon in the next 3 or 4 years. You got Steph is 37, LeBron, you got
85.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. I think he's close to 85.
True.
And then
He's gonna play another year, right? I
probably
want him to be done, but he's probably
he might play another year. Yeah, I think
that might be it though. I think next year might be it for LeBron.
Where is he playing?
That's a good question.
Where's he? That's an interesting one because I can't see.
If I had to have my best guess, it would just go. He's going back home.
I'm coming home.
I don't know how that works. but he's
Coming
going back home.
LeBron going back to Cleveland.
Yep.
Can I get your quick thoughts on Sean Payton being accurately rated by NFLPA as a C coach? We're actually going to talk about that Wednesday.
Feels a little high, but
Which if players are in you a C, that's usually a really bad thing. Because players are
Listen.
usually very high on their own coaches.
well, especially when you're winning a lot of games. The fact that he got a C, and we'll get into it. The fact that he got a C when they were winning a ton of games, they start losing games. That's going to drop to an F pretty quickly.
It makes you think like how much is the winning hiding some of the issues that might be.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
He's a piece of shit.
I mean, he is.
I mean, the last thing that injury thing with Bo and him and the media, that was weird, man. I don't know.
Vance Party puts it right. Egomaniac. That's what I would define him. He is
Now,
an egomaniac.
On that wavelength, though, what do you think about Sean Payton giving up play calling?
It's whatever. I mean, he's still going to be calling a play or two here and there.
I was going to say, is that reality, or did you just say that in the press?
I think they're saying that. I think he's going to still.
The moment comes in a high pressure situation, he's not giving up play calling. No shot.
Not giving up to Davis Webb.
No one loves themselves as much as Sean Payton loves himself.
Or if
AB begs to differ.
If anything doesn't go according to plan in the play calling, so let's say anything like you're 3 or 4 games in and the offense is still looking rough, guess what's going to happen? The creep, he's going to start creeping back in that whole world.
To give up play calling to keep what's his name? Davis Webb.
Bo.
No, to keep Davis Webb as the offensive coordinator.
OC, but and he likes Davis Webb, but not nearly as much as he likes himself.
The book says Braun going to Arizona to play with Bryce. Joint retirement ceremony for Braun and Bronny. Maybe there's a little joint retirement.
Yeah, hang them both up. What's the question? I meant to pull that sound clip and I tried and I was like, it didn't hit quite right. Maybe I'll retry. But anyways, I don't think a lot of people would get it though. I mean, it's kind of a local thing here. That clip is gold. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll just find it and I'll just do it. But
Just do it.
But that I think that's gonna do it, guys. Again, hit that follow button. We're gonna be live Wednesday night, and we'll talk NFLPA report cards. We'll do we'll maybe do something else too. I don't know what else, but we'll
NFL Combine.
NFL Combine. That's right. NFL Combine.
I know you're picking later, but for the first time in like a decade.
You know, it's weird picking late that late. You know.
Yeah, you gotta get that.
I'm so pumped that we have pick 9. I'm all in. We're gonna get a good player. I'm sure of it.
You're gonna get you some Jeremiah Love.
I wouldn't hate it.
I mean, I've seen his name all over the place. I feel like a couple people have been like mentioning his name. Is he like the bottom of the draft princess that everyone's going for?
Yeah, like
for first round, I should say.
He's close to Bijan. He's close to Bijan level.
Bijan, Jahmyr Gibbs level talent at running back. Better than Ashton Genty for sure.
Man, I cashed in on Ashton Genty's under this season. That was nice. Got a little chunk of change there. All right.
So Jeremiah Love. And he said people asked him, he's like, who would you like to play for? Like a quarterback or the team? He's like, well, I want to play for the best quarterback in the league. And there was
So he wants to be a Bill. Got it.
No, there was a prior interview where he already said who the best quarterback in the league is.
And then he changed his mind.
Spoiler alert! He wears red and he's won a lot of Super Bowls.
Joe Montana.
He's still active.
Joe Montana's not still active.
Correct. It's Patrick Mahomes, you son of a bitch.
I mean, he's active in the sense that maybe he walks around his block a couple times. And...
Careful, Chris. Enjoy your year that it turned into nothing.
It should have been something. It should have been at least a visit.
And now your odds are third in the AFC West.
It should have been May.
It should have been May. All right. I'm going to find a raid candidate while we are getting off here in a quick second. Let's see. We got Devil Doc.
Appreciate your pants party. Thanks for bringing your pants, or whether you, or maybe not. Maybe you weren't wearing pants to the pants party.
Only one way to find out for sure. I mean, what?
Cuban, love you as always. Appreciate everyone that was in the chat tonight.
Yeah, big crew tonight.
Big NBA stream, obviously. But we haven't really focused on the NBA much until, well, tonight.
And we're getting closer to the playoffs. And I mean, I feel like the last part of the season is going to go by fairly quickly. So prepare you. And then we'll also, we'll mix in.
Probably talk. I mean, March Madness is
coming up too. And we have.
This is going to be a great. I think college basketball was poor for several years. I think it's way more entertaining this year. And maybe that's just because my team, I enjoy watching more, even though they suck half the time and are good half the time. But
and your star player is kind of an ass.
Yeah, might be, but
well, we'll talk a ton of March Madness. We're gonna give you, now I'm getting on my feeds for all of my TikToks and all my Instagram, all of these teams that are like, I'm getting all the people that are like, only 4 teams can make it to the finals, or only 4 teams can make.
Zag shit the bed last night. Who they lose? They lost to somebody, well, in West Coast. I was going to say shitty, but that has to be true because it's West Coast Conference.
Yeah, no.
They lost last night.
This is what they do. It's what they do. They basically get through the season and they...
Oh, it was St. Mary's, who's at least like the one other semi-relevant team, but also...
At least you lost to someone that people know exists.
But they beat St. Mary's by what, 8 earlier on in the season? Like they played well against them the first go round, and then all of a sudden they lose. They get blown out.
Road games. I mean, Kansas beat Iowa State at home by 20, lost on the road to them by 20. It's kind of how it works. Kansas beat Arizona without Darren Peterson at home. Lost to Arizona on the road. Like, it's kind of how it works, especially against good teams.
March Madness is the best playoffs of all, and I'm not even a big college hoops guy. Okay.
Yeah. I mean hockey playoffs are usually pretty good.
I mean, March Madness is the biggest. That's like the biggest for everybody. All the casuals. You don't even need to love basketball whatsoever, but you got people making brackets, Like, it's
having no clue, but then that first day you're diehard on your bracket.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so I mean, it's the one of the best times of the year, honestly. Medusa's right. We're watching and says, right here, watching saying, "Great show, boys. Thank you, Medusa. Thank you,
Medusa."
Yeah, and that's gonna do it. We're gonna send you over to Devil Doc. He's chilling. I think he's taking a break though. If I'm not mistaken. He was taking a break. I don't know.
He's taking a break while he's gaming something. Probably.
No, he's doing a just chatting stream over there, so we can send you over there.
What's he chatting about?
He's doing an end of the month giveaway time. Like he's doing what is he doing over there? He's got all sorts of stuff.
Why don't you ever do giveaways, Chris?
I just went to his stream. He's been on for almost 5 hours. What the fuck?
5 hours. All right, well,
And you say I don't do anything with my time.
all right. So we'll send you over to him. Let's go ahead.
Is Doc? He's married? Yes.
No, he's not.
No.
He's not married. He's single.
He's single. Didn't he have a girlfriend?
I think he said like he got divorced at one point in time.
Oh, divorced. Okay. I was gonna say, there's no shot you can be married and be able to be on Twitch for 5 hours.
Unless that's.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, if that's how you're bringing home the bread, then
I don't. Well, he's
However you bring home the bread, you know.
not enough bread there. He's
Okay.
literally buying loaves of bread, and that's all you can eat. Then.
He's got that sourdough going, you know. All right. Well, go give.
My wife wants me to make sourdough.
You try. Oh,
Do
she's
it,
she's
then.
turning you into a sourdough.
She wants me to make sourdough. She no longer believes that bread is legitimate from the store. So she wants me to make it at home.
Bread from the store is not real.
That motherfucker back there is not real.
Yeah.
Not real.
Well, I want some sourdough if you make some. So make some for me too.
Yeah, we'll see.
he's like, "Damn, I wish I didn't say anything about it."
Looks like Doc is back, so we're gonna send you over to him. Between now and Wednesday, go be a good person. Go live in the moment. We don't do that enough. Put the phone down. Enjoy the people and things around you, and go be a good person. This is a crazy world we live in, so go be a good person to other people. It's the least you can do. Anything else?
No, appreciate you all. Thanks for hanging. Yeah, we'll see you on Wednesday. Have a good start to your week, and appreciate you all. Deuces.
Bye, everybody.
Can't wait for some sourdough.
Maybe they'll put.
I don't
Maybe
know
part of
that.
your still in your chops.
When she originally sent it to me, I said absolutely not.